Hook, in the context of the season, it was a big game coming into it. What do those 2 points mean to you for the rest of the season now?
Yeah, it was obviously a big game. They were very good. And right up for it. They, even though we had the wind, they had the better of us in that first half, I thought. But we had to get 2 points here today, and we got those, so we move on now.
Were you happy with how the team handled the conditions, obviously, throughout the 80 minutes?
I thought in the first half at times, we got a few penalties and we got our field position from their errors, and we didn't respect the conditions as much. We were just a little bit lateral and didn't have enough physicality in us, so they were much more physical than us in the first half. But to our credit, in the second half, against the wind, we played the type of football we need to play. We killed ourselves with a lot of errors, but our kicking game and our defence down there end of the field, we kept them down there for long periods in that second half, which is how we won the game. I think if they'd had more good ball against us, they might have got us today.
Maybe apart from that South game, pretty much every win you've had this year has been a really close, tough, gritty game. How long does it take to work on that and instill that confidence in that team to eke out those close games?
Yeah, well, you're right. It just comes with confidence. We got some points on the board early in both of those games, and the boys, we've worked really hard on our defence over the last 3 or 4 weeks because we lost that for a period there. And it's a lot easier to defend tonight, obviously, with the conditions, but our intent and our scramble right up to that last set, got us home.
Ben, what was it like playing out there in those conditions?
Yeah, it was definitely challenging. I think Hook touched on it. We didn't really capitalise on the wind enough in the first half, but both teams sort of struggled with it at times, I guess, with errors and things like that. But the good thing was we defended really well, I guess, on our line and managed to hold them out.
Did you still feel, even though you weren't necessarily pressing hard on the scoreboard, but did you still feel you were in pretty much control of that second half despite what they were throwing at you?
Probably the second sort of part of it. Early on, I thought we were a bit loose, probably the first 10-15 minutes that second half with a few kicks and just defensively, but as it went on, I felt like we sort of swung it back and kicked really well, and our middle forwards sort of ramped up a bit.
Important one for what they all are, but that's taken 2 points off a team that's right where you are on the ladder. You're obviously going to be heading into some Origin stuff, and the whips are sort of cracking. Pretty important one.
Yeah, massive win in context of the ladder. There's a number of teams sort of around us, and now one of them, so you just got to keep knocking them ones off.
How are you feeling in those last 5 minutes at the end?
Yeah, I was blowing, but still feeling reasonably confident. We defended well pretty much the whole game, on our try line, and even when Cody dropped that last one, I was pretty confident that we were going to defend it. Everyone was scrambling really hard, and it felt pretty good.
The commentator said at the end there they couldn't believe it wasn't a penalty in that last play there. Were you worried at all that they're going to blow a penalty for an offside at marker?
I was briefly worried once I sort of jumped on him. I was just half panic, I guess, like I was the left side half and I was tackling him in around the right side scrum line somewhere, so I just felt like I had to do something that, I was pretty happy he didn't blow it.
Hook, just quickly on Moses Suli, he's had an outstanding season so far. You can see him getting better and better each week. What's he added so far to this team this year?
Well, size and speed. He's a really strike centre. Gets us out, out of the coming out of our own end. He gets us some good metres, but he's just hard to handle. He's a really good person. He's turned out to be a great teammate, but there weren't too many opportunities for us tonight. We probably played a little bit lateral and didn't put a lot of pressure on him with our sets, but that one time when we changed an angle for him, he's just that type of player that can make use of that. And luckily, that was he got over the line. That's the one we needed. But he's been great for us this year. I was really happy that he got a run with Tonga last week because that means something to him as well. So we just need him to keep building into the back end of the year now.
Got an update on Matt Feeney?
Yeah, really bad cork above the knee. So. It just seized up on him in the end in the conditions. So hopefully over the next 48 hours we can get some work into him and get him right for Brisbane.
Cheers, guys.